Henry Kissinger, war criminal beloved by America's ruling class, finally dies.
Henry Kissinger's bombing campaign likely killed hundreds of thousands of Cambodians and set path for the ravages of the Khmer Rouge.
Henry Kissinger, influential and polarizing U.S. Secretary of State, dies at 100.
Henry Kissinger, possibly one of the most prominent and controversial diplomats of modern times who shaped US foreign policy, has died at the age of 100. Born Heinz Alfred Kissinger in Germany in 1923, Kissinger moved to the US with his family to escape Nazi persecution and changed his name to Henry. In 1943, he became a US citizen and served in the Army Intelligence Division in Europe during World War II. After completing his studies at Harvard University, he remained on the faculty for 17 years, regularly consulting government agencies on diplomatic affairs. In 1969, he became the National Security Advisor of Richard Nixon, the 37th President of the US. Kissinger's influence on US politics and beyond was significant. Though he drew praise for his political skills and advancing US interests, the one-time Nobel Peace Prize winner was widely condemned by many as a war criminal. Here's a closer look at his divisive legacy. Kissinger left an indelible mark on global events in the 1970s, playing pivotal roles in the Vietnam War, thawing US-China relations, landmarked US-Soviet arms control talks, and the expansion of ties between Israel and its Arab neighbours. However, it is his role in the Vietnam War and his backing of anti-communist dictatorships, especially in Latin America, that stands out as the most contentious aspect of his legacy. In 1967, he served as a State Department intermediary in Vietnam. Under Nixon's administration, Kissinger was involved in the Vietnamization of the war, which aimed to end US involvement in combat in the Southeast Asian country, shifting combat responsibility to the South Vietnamese military instead. This period was marked by extensive bloodshed, with the US bombing North Vietnam and carpet bombing Cambodia. Over 2.7 million tons of bombs were dropped on the Southeast Asian country, killing thousands of civilians and enabling the rise of the Khmer Rouge regime. Yet, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1973 for his involvement in ending the Vietnam War, a selection considered one of the Nobel Committee's most controversial. The US feared the spread of left-wing ideas in the Western Hemisphere, and Kissinger's subsequent actions instilled a deep suspicion of Washington among many Latin Americans for years to come. He is also accused of giving his approval of Argentina's dirty war against leftist dissidents in 1976. Declassified documents revealed that Kissinger expressed views to the civic military dictatorship, that the US would not object to their plans, and that Argentina's military would be supported. Nearly 30,000 people were killed or disappeared in that operation, with the whereabouts of many still unknown. Kissinger was also accused of subverting Chile's democratically elected Marxist president Salvador Allende and orchestrating the 1973 coup led by General Augusto Pinochet. Known for his shuttle diplomacy, Kissinger helped end the 1973 Arab-Israeli War. He also played a pivotal role in initiating diplomatic ties between the US and China. This effort led to a landmark visit to Beijing by President Richard Nixon in 1972 that subsequently led to the establishment of relations between the two countries. Kissinger last worked in a presidential administration in 1977, but he maintained a relationship with George W. Bush. Kissinger was chosen by the then president to head a commission investigating the 9/11 attacks, but he stepped down, citing a possible conflict of interest with clients of his consulting firm.